Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Jacqueline is on assignment. Topping our news this evening, a prescribed burn on Thursday impacting thousands of Suncoast drivers early this morning. I-75 between Laurel Road and Clark Road closed for hours because of thick smoke and fog. That stretch is now back open. ABC 7's Marla Spence has an update on the nightmare morning commute.
As you can see, traffic is totally different than it was early Friday morning. Many drivers say their morning commute was a total nightmare. Take a look. This is video from that interstate closure that was nearly 4 hours. That closure was between Laurel Road and Clark Road. It was due to a prescribed burn from Thursday. The Florida Highway Patrol tells us the smoke was so bad, troopers had to close a portion of the interstate. A state trooper tells us with the smoke moving in over the interstate from where the prescribed burn started, drivers would not be able to see more than 15 to 20 feet past their cars. We're told by FHP they never shut down the interstate without proper cause. One driver says he's witnessed prescribed burns in the past. He tells us he thinks the amount of prescribed burns in our area are a bit extreme.
We see a lot of prescribed burns down here on our way to the beach. We come over here, a few times a week, and they have stopped traffic on our way over here, and I think they're a little extreme. It's frustrating. It's a hazard on the road for sure, especially if they're not slowing down traffic.
FHP also confirms that closure caused a string of minor accidents this morning. FHP tells us most of those accidents were due to people not paying attention when being directed off the interstate. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. The Florida Forest Service approved Thursday's prescribed burn because of the afternoon's ideal weather conditions, but the low winds, dense fog overnight trapped the remaining smoke in that area, including I-75, causing limited visibility on the interstate. ABC 7's Erica Jackson has more.
Wade Washington's daily commute from Palmetto to Nokomis usually takes less than 45 minutes, but Friday morning it took nearly 2 hours.
Of course, you had your disgruntled drivers blowing their horn to try to get to work, which I understand, but I was just patient.
The massive delays caused by a 10-mile shutdown of I-75. Smoke from a prescribed burn on Thursday lingered overnight between the exits for Laurel and Clark Roads.
Florida's ecosystem depends on this.
The Myakka River District of the Florida Forest Service approved 7 burns on Thursday because of the high humidity and low wind speed.
Everything came into play to where it was a good day to burn.
But hours after the prescribed burn came to an end, the problems began.
Dispersion goes down, humidity goes up, and so it kind of traps everything close to the land.
Wildfire mitigation specialist Patrick Mahoney says this is the first time he can remember a prescribed burn shutting down I-75 since he started his role 13 years ago. The group notified FHP of the burn's potential impact on Thursday since the area is prone to dense fog.
I'd rather have it be shut down for a couple hours for this than a wildfire that'd be shut down for days.
Jackson reporting. A crew with the Florida Forest Service is at the site of the fire today, putting out any remaining hot spots or anything that can cause smoke. And we sent out a push alert before the morning slowdown to let you know what was going on. So if you want to hear about traffic issues as they happened across the Suncoast, more on the latest breaking news and your first alert weather forecast, just download our apps. You can find it at the App Store under WWSB or My Suncoast. Let's check in now with our first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan and more on the conditions this morning and maybe again tomorrow, Bob.
That's right, Scott. What we had this morning, some fog around due to the calm conditions. We didn't have a wind at one point. It was calm. On top of that, clear skies, and the dew point depression was very low last night, meaning that the temperature and the dew point were going to get together and fog was going to form. When you have fog and smoke combined, it can bring visibilities down to near zero, and we saw that in Orlando along just to the west of Orlando on Interstate 4, causing all sorts of deadly accidents many years ago. For us, fog is back in the forecast, it appears, and we'll see some of that fog forming once again during the morning hours, and it could get rather thick, especially inland areas. It shouldn't be sticking around all that long and should move pretty quickly out into the Gulf of Mexico, where it will dissipate. Currently, we have sunny skies and 79 degrees. The dew point temperature still up there at 63. We have a west wind now at 13 miles an hour and the pressure 30.07 inches. and it looks as though we'll see a nice night tonight, with the exception of the fog tomorrow morning. We'll take you through time on Saturday. It looks to be some fog around in the morning. That fog burns off, and then partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Notice the showers developing. This is late in the day now, so most of the day on Saturday should be okay, with showers developing along that sea breeze front. We don't anticipate a lot of heavy weather tomorrow due to the fact that the atmosphere is just so dry in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, so we'll see some low top showers. There's a slight chance for an isolated thunderstorm, but I think basically showers late in the late afternoon and early evening type of activity. Well, much more on the rest of the weekend, and Monday looks to be pretty wet across places. We'll have details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The woman wanted in an alleged multi-state crime spree has been captured in Texas near the U.S.-Mexico border. She's accused of murdering her husband as well as a Bradenton woman. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest.
Smiling and appearing carefree in this surveillance video, the grandmother accused of murder and leading authorities on a multi-state manhunt now under arrest.
She looks like anybody's mother or grandmother, yet she's an absolute cold-blooded murderer.
Investigators say 56-year-old Lois Reese killed her husband David in their rural Minnesota home in March, then took off in their Cadillac Escalade. Soon after, spotted at a casino in Iowa. U.S. Marshals joining the search as investigators say Reese drove to Fort Myers, Florida. There, authorities say she befriended 59-year-old Pamela Hutchinson, a stranger with a similar appearance. Police say Reese then shot Hutchinson to death, stealing her ID, credit cards, and car.
No matter where she went, no matter where she hid, we were going to get her.
U.S. Marshals finally tracking Reese down Thursday evening in South Padre Island, Texas, just 30 miles from the Mexico border, after sources say the manager at a restaurant recognized her when she asked for a menu. One of the country's most wanted fugitives reportedly then found in a neighboring restaurant having a drink, admitting who she was, then taken into custody.
Today's a huge win. She can't strike again. That was our main concern. We bring a killer off the streets.
And police say she will be extradited to Florida to face murder charges. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A man suspected of killing 2 people at a Longboat Key hotel last August is now out of jail. A circuit court judge ordering the release of Daryl Hannah Jr. due to his persistent vegetative state from which he is not expected to recover. Police arrested Hannah, a former security guard at the Zota Beach Resort, a week after a night manager and a security guard were killed there. Hannah is now receiving medical care at Manatee Memorial Hospital. New developments tonight involving 2 Gilchrist County Sheriff's deputies who were ambushed and killed Thursday afternoon. The Sheriff's Office says Sergeant Noel Ramirez and Deputy Sheriff Taylor Lindsay were eating at a Chinese restaurant in Trenton when a man walked up and shot them through the window. But today, authorities revised that statement.
Yesterday afternoon, one of the first bit of information that we were able to release about these heroes is that they were ambushed from outside the building. That has been corrected. We know now that the assailant actually went inside the building and assaulted and killed these 2 deputies.
Shooter, identified as 59-year-old John Hubert Highnote, was found dead inside a Jeep outside the restaurant. There's no word yet on a motive. New video just released by Holmes Beach Police shows an altercation between accused shoplifter and then a store clerk. Police say Jason Bounds was at Jesse's Island store in March when the clerk accused him of shoplifting and confronted him. You can then see Bounds punch the clerk several times. She then tries to detain him, but he eventually ran off. The clerk later identified Bounds as her attacker. He's now charged with battery and remains in custody. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a reminder for travelers how the TSA is responding after several loaded firearms were confiscated at Tampa International Airport. And we'll get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for your first alert forecast for the upcoming weekend and find out how much rain we might see. And with older adults are at much higher risk of falling, how you can reduce your chances of a tumble.
The Spring Fever sales event is going on now at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota. Drive a new 2018 Corolla for only $79 per month. The all-new 2018 Camry for only $119 per month. And 2018 RAV4 for just $129 per month at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it today at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Airport security discovers 3 loaded firearms at Tampa International Airport just this week. That makes 24 firearms confiscated already this year. TSA is now reminding travelers how to safely and properly travel with firearms. You can never pack a firearm in your carry-on luggage. You can, however, put it in your checked baggage if you do it correctly. You need to make sure your firearm is in a hard case like this one. Remove any magazines from the firearm and make sure there are no rounds in the gun. Lock the case and report the firearm to your airline when you get to the airport.
Before you even purchase your ticket, you need to go onto the airline's website and check their rules and restrictions for firearms. Each airline has their own rules and on what they'll allow.
Sarasota Bradenton International Airport has already confiscated 3 guns this year. If you are caught with a weapon in your carry-on bag, you'll be arrested and you face up to $13,000 in fines. You may not get a chance to vote on a proposal to ban dog racing in Florida should the state side with greyhound breeders. Breeders and owners plan to file a lawsuit challenging the proposed constitutional amendment after the Constitution Revision Commission voted this week to put the ban on the November ballot. Supporters of that ban say the practice is inhumane, and the only reason tracks still run dogs is because they're required to by law in order to have other gambling operations like poker rooms. However, the Florida Greyhound Association claims the CRC's approval of the ballot amendment was passed using false information about the impact of ending racing.
This amendment is faulty on its face. We will take legal action on it. It's easy to lie to the Constitutional Revision Commission. You cannot lie to a court of law, and we're comfortable that this eventually will be overturned.
Corey says ending greyhound racing would impact thousands of Florida jobs and lead to an uncertain future for the dogs. If the greyhound racing proposal is approved, the measure would phase out racing by the year 2020. The 9th annual Suncoast Barbecue Bash is underway tonight. The event benefits the Suncoast Foundation for Handicapped Children. ABC7's Christopher Bradley is at the festival tonight. He joins us live with a preview. Hi, Christopher.
Hey, Ed. Good evening, Scott, and welcome to the Venice Airport Festival grounds, the 9th annual Suncoast Barbecue and Bluegrass Bash. We're joined here with the chairman of the organization, Don Fisher. Don, first of all, how many people do you expect to come through here this weekend?
Well, with the weather holding up and looking really solid, I'm going to guess we'll break 20,000 this year.
That's a lot of people coming in here. First of all, tell us, what does this benefit? Because this isn't just a barbecue event.
Well, we benefit the Suncoast Foundation for Handicapped Children. This is our only annual event we hold each year, and it's a way for us to raise funds to keep maintaining our facilities here in Sarasota County.
Those funds, I know where they go, but what do they do?
Well, like last year, put a new roof on the Florida Center building off of 17th Street, which gobbled up a whole lot of money.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So let's talk about what we've got going on out here. We've got cornhole tournaments, we got stuff for the kids, we got a whole barbecue competition. What is this competition?
It's a sanctioned competition through the the Florida Barbecue Association. There's a $20,000 purse up for grabs. We have a ticket to the World Fan Championships and also to the Sonny's Invitational. Plus, it's a qualifier for the Jack Daniels and also the American Royal Contest, which is they're all the premier national contests.
What's the appeal for people to come out here? I mean, 25,000 people expected. What is this appeal?
Well, the appeal is just a good time. This is like a big family gathering. It started out as a niche destination for the city of Venice, and they've been super helping us out. And we just want to have a nice drawing thing for I call it our little Mayberry down here. And it's kind of one of those things where we ended up biting off more than we can chew. We were hoping for 5,000 people, and now we're probably 4 to 5 times that.
Hard to argue with that, though, and we'll certainly hope for good weather through the weekend. We'll go to Bob for that in just a minute, but we will be going live from here at 6 o'clock as well. Just a reminder, this is going on tonight here at the Venice Airport Festival grounds, and tomorrow. What are the hours tomorrow?
We open the gates at 10 o'clock, and the awards will end about 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Fantastic day, so come on out, everybody. For now, we'll go back to you, Scott.
All right, Chris. And Don Fisher. Great to see him
That's
again.
right.
And that sounds like
the old trolley. I remember that.
Yeah.
The barbecue sounds good. You know, you mentioned the times, 10 to 5. As far as that goes, weather-wise, it looks to be a pretty good window. I know last week we had the problems with the Shark's Tooth Festival on that Sunday. This Sunday we're going to call for a better chance for rainfall, and then Saturday, obviously, not last Sunday, but nonetheless, they could see some showers there on Sunday. We are looking at some pretty decent weather for the day planner on Saturday. I know we have the Easter Seals Meadows Cup 2, which is taking place, which is a huge event there at the Meadows Golf and Country Club, and our weather looks like to be pretty good. The rain chance isn't all that high. We're going to see some showers and clouds move in at the 7 o'clock hour. There's a little bit better chance than that depicted right there. We had some fog around, haze this morning, as many of you know, closing down parts of I-75 as a result of the smoke and fog combination and the lack of mixing of the atmosphere. But right now, a lot of clear skies around there. Beautiful afternoon. And as far as the weather headlines, they read like this. More fog possible tomorrow morning. It will be patchy. It's not going to be a widespread event. It will be around, though, in some areas. Mainly late day showers on Saturday now. It appears that it will be after the 5 o'clock hour. It will start inland and push off toward the coast. We'll have the daytime heating still warm tomorrow. Highs will be in the low 80s. And then showers and storms Sunday and Monday. Better chance on Monday. Sunday, still a chance for some showers. That'll be later on in the day, too, it looks like on Sunday. We'll show you that forecast in just a little bit as far as the model runs go. Here's one right now. There's a stationary front line right over north central Florida. That front is going to stay there, and it'll be the catalyst of some showers tomorrow. You'll see some overrunning taking place, maybe some low top showers for us. You'll notice Saturday morning, a little bit of fog depicted by this model. And then we start to clear out, so look for partly cloudy skies throughout much of the day and afternoon with an east wind at 10 to 15. And then notice this model depicts a line of showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but that's not likely due to the fact that the storms will not get much in elevation in terms of moisture content there, but 1 or 2 could break through, and we could see 1 or 2 isolated storms. Then Sunday morning, we start off with some clouds around. It will be a mixture of sun and clouds, more clouds than sun, and then showers scattered about. Notice this is the 5 o'clock hour. It'll be later on in the afternoon and evening that we see the showers then, I do believe, as we look at that moisture kind of coming in from the east in advance of a cold front, which will be down here on Monday, and that brings us a better chance for some rainfall. Saturday's forecast as far as the winds go, you know, winds were a big issue last week prior to the arrival of that front on Sunday. It's not going to be as windy with this one. We'll see those winds out of the east anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour, starting the day off on Sunday at 10 and picking up to around 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Not too terribly bad, though. Again, the winds won't be too much of a factor. That dry air is in place, but notice some upper-level moisture trying to get back into the weather picture as it heads off to the east at this point. And as far as current temperatures go, 79 in Sarasota, 63 in Jacksonville, with a wind coming off the Atlantic there, 82 in Orlando, and 83 in Miami. For boaters tomorrow, winds out of the east will start off at 15 knots, subside to 10 knots as that sea breeze tries to develop, and seas running 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. Well, as far as the forecast goes, for the 7-day, here's what's happening. 82 for a high on Saturday. The rain chance 20% during the day. It jumps up to 40% in the evening and during the overnight hours. 50% chance on Sunday, mainly in the afternoon and evening. And then a first alert weather day we're calling as a result of clouds, and there's a chance for a few isolated thunderstorms here. Temperature of 81. Then we dry out on into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tuesday, there's still a chance for a few morning showers. Here's what Monday's looking like with one particular model. Starting off the day at 8 o'clock there with some clouds and showers around as we move through time. You can see the yellows and reds stay mainly to our north, but there's a chance we could see a few thunderstorms here. That was midday on Monday, and then here's 4 o'clock on Monday. So still kind of cloudy and a possibility of a few showers and a few thunderstorms there. Much more in our weather coming up a little bit later. Scott?
Thank you, Bob. Let's check traffic right now. We're seeing an accident on 17th Street in Sarasota, right at the intersection with US 41. But it doesn't appear to be affecting traffic too much there on 41. In health news tonight, could your arthritis be caused by bacteria in your gut? As ABC's Janae Norman reports, that was the case in a new study involving overweight mice.
We know that being overweight makes you more likely to get arthritis, but a new study of overweight mice shows that abnormal gut bacteria was also linked to the joint damage that can cause arthritis. Scientists think the high-fat diet the mice were eating led to overgrowth of bad gut bacteria, which in turn leads to inflammation, and inflammation can cause joint damage. When the mice were fed probiotics to promote good gut bacteria, they were still overweight, but their joints were protected from damage. Remember, this study was done in mice, so we can't recommend you start taking probiotics for your joints just yet, but simple lifestyle changes like eating right and exercising regularly are always a good choice. With this Medical Minute, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News.
Older adults are at a much higher risk of falling, but thanks to new guidelines published this week, you may be able to avoid a potentially dangerous tumble. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force says strength training is important, especially in the lower body, as muscle loss accelerates after the age of 70. Home safety is also important because 6 out of 10 falls do happen at home. That means a well-lit and clutter-free home, and area rugs that may be easy to trip over should be removed. Finally, be aware of side effects from medication. Some can cause dizziness, confusion, and drowsiness, which of course can increase a person's risk of falling. Coming up, a violent gas station crash in Florida is caught on camera. Plus, what comes next? Were some bear cubs rescued by Virginia police?
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you! Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
What should Sarasota do with its bayfront? I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll get an update on the Suncoast building boom and how public input is shaping progress. A veteran tells his story of coming home and building a Suncoast-based business. Plus, Suncoast doctors take the stage to show off their musical skills in Dr. Idol, The Battle of the Bands, and Carmel Kitchen is in our kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
A violent gas station crash in Miami is caught on camera. Take a look here. Police say the driver of that car was killed. The vehicle careened off a highway and into the gas station billboard, missing a fuel pump by inches. His passenger is in the hospital. Other drivers say the turn onto U.S. Highway 1 has seen several crashes from people speeding. Crews are working now to clear a busy Texas freeway following a fiery crash overnight involving an 18-wheeler and 6 other vehicles. The crash shut down the roadway in both directions. Police say it all started when a truck got a flat tire. The slowdown caused the pileup. An oncoming 18-wheeler tried to swerve to avoid the mess when the driver lost control. That big rig flipped on its side and then burst into flames. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt. In honor of the Hubble telescope's 28th anniversary, as well as National Astronomy Day, NASA is taking stargazers on a spectacular space odyssey. The agency releasing an incredible new image of the Lagoon Nebula, a massive celestial body some 4,000 light years away. NASA is also releasing this video, which gives a 3D virtual tour of the nebula. The space telescope captured an exploding star called Herschel 36 inside the body. The star is 32 times more massive than our sun and 6 times hotter. The Wildlife Center of Virginia releasing this video of its newest patients this week, 4 black bear cubs. The cubs playing around for the camera, but despite the happy scene there, it has not been smooth sailing for these cubs. 2 of them had to be rescued by a state trooper earlier this week after their mother was killed by a car on a highway. The nonprofit center adopts sick, injured, and orphaned wild animals around Virginia. The center will then limit human interaction with the cubs and then try to release them next spring. Still to come in your Suncoast News, amid national school walkouts over gun violence, another shooting at a Florida high school. Plus, Manatee County School Superintendent Dr. Diana Green announcing her potential move to another district, what this could mean for the future of Manatee County schools.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.